Are you just getting into podcasting or long-form video and want your stuff to look and sound as tight as the shows you binge every week? Cool. Let's walk through the simplest path to professional results without needing a studio or even a 3-person post-production team. This is editing for beginners, but it is built with pro-level thinking behind every step. I'm Alex, and if you are launching a podcast or talk show, or you've got hours of footage and absolutely zero time, then this entire breakdown is specifically for you. First, here's a truth bomb. There are 2 major distinct phases to achieving genuinely good editing. If you try to treat editing like one giant, scary, overwhelming thing all at once, you will absolutely burn out before you finish the first project. But if you break it down into just those 2 parts, it becomes completely manageable and I promise you, even fun. Phase 1 is all about the cleanup. Removing what you don't need, tightening the pacing, rearranging moments so the story naturally flows, adding music and stingers, and creating those highlight reels. Then phase 2 is all about processing. This is where you make the audio and visuals truly shine with compression, EQ, noise reduction, color correction, and all those little finishing retouches. Both of those phases matter significantly, but different tools are much better suited to tackle each specific phase. Now, for full transparency, I absolutely love powerful tools, and Adobe Audition and Premiere are my go-to choices when I need absolute granular control. They are pro-level, insanely capable in every way, and integrate together perfectly like a dream if you use the full suite. However, for so many creators, especially those DIYing their shows on late nights and weekends, that full Adobe suite can often feel like total overkill. It is incredibly powerful, but it takes a considerable amount of time to learn, and that monthly subscription cost definitely isn't small. The same is true for many other high-end suites out there. They are amazing, but just not always practical for daily content creation. That is precisely where smarter, lighter, more focused tools really start to come into play for you. There are innovative platforms like Descript that have completely changed how nonlinear audio and video editing can be done, focusing on transcript editing, one-click noise reduction, and auto captions. Those specific features are absolutely magic, but only when they work exactly as you expect them to every single time. But here's the fundamental thing. If your actual goal is getting a steady stream of social clips from your long episodes, you need a tool that automates that entire process end to end. You don't just want one clean final episode. You want dozens of ready-to-post snippets published on a consistent schedule, without you manually trimming every single clip yourself. Enter Vizard, the specific tool I want to recommend if your main headache is transforming long-form content into immediate attention-grabbing short clips. Vizard's actual sweet spot is taking that long footage and doing the heavy lifting of finding the moments that will actually perform, editing them tightly, and then actually scheduling them across all your social platforms. Think of it this way. You might still clean up your raw audio with Audition or use Descript for cutting based on text, but Vizard automates the absolute grind of creating lots of short, polished assets ready for publishing. Now let me walk you through a practical, simplified workflow that is designed to be both simple and easily scalable over time. Step 1 is record it or import. Use whatever gives you the absolute best raw audio, often remote tools like Riverside or Squadcast, because they record locally and give you those clean individual stems. The core idea here is just to get a good raw file, but please do not get bogged down overthinking every single setting. Step 2 is the cleanup stage, which is where you make all your critical storytelling decisions by trimming filler and shaping the overall episode structure. You can manage this in Descript by editing the transcript document, deleting misfires, shortening long gaps, and easily rearranging entire segments. If you prefer doing very fine-grained audio work, you can certainly toss those clean stems into Audition to apply surgical EQ and compression. But the absolute key takeaway here is that once you have that cleaned master file, you do not want to manually chop out every single potential clip from scratch. Step 3 is letting Vizard find the gold for you. You simply drop your cleaned episode into the platform and tell it to auto-edit those viral clips. This is undoubtedly the specific feature that you will quickly come to absolutely love because of the time it saves. Vizard scans the entire footage to find high-energy moments, punchlines, surprising facts, or emotional beats, basically the parts people will actually stop scrolling for, and generates ready-to-post clips. It is not just guessing blindly either. It uses established patterns from what is currently working across social platforms like quick cuts, context in the first few seconds, and an engaging hook right away. Step 4 focuses on customizing and branding everything fast. Vizard gives you quick built-in templates to add your necessary captions, a clean title card, and a professional branded lower third. You can easily tweak the thumbnail frame, select your preferred caption style, and even add a short intro or outro, all without ever launching a separate design application. What this efficiency means is that you maintain a totally consistent look across dozens of clips without wasting hours in a heavy program like Premiere. Step 5 is the ultimate time saver, auto schedule and publish, because this is where Vizard truly pays for itself. You simply tell the platform how often you want your posts to go live, daily, 3 times a week, or even twice a day, and it automatically schedules those clips right to your social accounts. That means zero manual uploading and absolutely no need for an extra separate calendar management tool to keep track of everything. And if you ever need to preview or tweak the plan, Vizard's central content calendar shows every single post in one place, allowing you to shuffle, switch captions, or reschedule in a literal snap. The reason this combined combo works better for most creators than a full-on Adobe-only setup is that while Adobe offers ultimate control, it demands you do a ton of repetitive manual work for every single clip. Descript is brilliant for intuitive, transcript-driven editing and gives you captions fast, but it stops short of automating the actual distribution across platforms. Vizard is the piece that truly fills that missing gap. It creates the high-quality volume of clips and manages the difficult distribution so you can stay consistent, which is the real secret to audience growth. I do want to call out a few real-world limitations right now so you don't run into any unpleasant surprises later on. Vizard is fantastic for the clipping and scheduling part, but if you need true surgical vocal restoration, like fixing a guest's terrible mic or heavy room reverb, you should still process that audio through Audition first. Also, if you need intricate frame-by-frame color grading or highly complex motion graphics, the heavy-duty programs like Premiere or Resolve are absolutely still your best friends. The true magic comes from using these tools together. You clean and shape the master in Descript or Audition, and then let Vizard completely scale your content output from that master. Here are a few quick tips to guarantee you get professional results as fast as humanly possible. Always record in the best conditions you can manage, meaning a good mic, a quiet room, and local recording when possible. Next, really try to think in terms of moments during recording, mentally flagging anything surprising, funny, or emotional that happens. You must use captions because almost everyone watches short clips muted, and while Vizard adds them automatically, you still need to check the styling for good contrast and sizing on mobile phones. And finally, always keep your clip intros as tight as possible because that very first second is absolutely critical for hooking a new viewer immediately. Okay, let's consider a practical demo scenario. Imagine you recorded a solid 60-minute interview session yesterday. You used Descript to remove the stumbles, tighten the pacing, generate that clean final transcript. Then export the master audio video and upload that single file directly into Vizard. Vizard then returns 20 to 30 candidate clips, maybe a perfect 30-second anecdote, a strong 45-second hot take, or even a quick 15-second punchline. It automatically captions all of them, applies your consistent branded look, and cues them up neatly, ready for final review. You then open Vizard's content calendar, quickly preview those clips, drag one right onto Friday morning for that prime short video slot, tweak one caption slightly for better SEO, and hit publish. That is truly it. No more exporting multiple versions, no more manual uploading, and no more agonizing over which precise 45 seconds you should actually post. One final thought when comparing Vizard with the other tools you already know, you must keep these trade-offs in mind. Tools like Descript are brilliant for transcript-driven editing, but some of their more advanced features can occasionally be inconsistent when dealing with tricky guest audio. Riverside and Squadcast give you pristine remote recordings, which is great, but they offer zero automation for social media distribution whatsoever. And yes, Adobe is unmatched for total creative control, but it becomes significantly slow when your goal is publishing high volume every single day. Vizard's true edge in this ecosystem is volume and velocity. It allows creators to consistently publish more content, which is ultimately the real key to building a thriving audience. So, what should you actually start with right this second? If you are brand new, record your first few episodes, clean them quickly in Descript or Audition, and then push them into Vizard to start producing and scheduling that steady flow of clips. If you are already producing content manually, just commit to trying Vizard for one single episode and genuinely compare how much time it saves you and how many more posts you can successfully push out. At the end of the day, I believe editing boils down to just two things: maintaining good storytelling and achieving absolute consistency. Use the heavy hitters for those deep surgical fixes, and then use Vizard specifically to scale your output. Find those viral moments and actually get your work in front of people without completely burning yourself out. If you would actually like, I can walk you through a specific episode showing exactly which parts to clean in Descript, how to prep it perfectly for Vizard, and which scheduling cadence works best for different audience niches. Just drop the episode details in the comments below and let's map out an entire week of shorts from just one long interview. You will be genuinely surprised how much content is hiding in there. All right, your homework is to go record something truly great right now. Then, let these smart tools do all the necessary busy work so you can spend your valuable time focusing on the ideas and the conversations that genuinely matter most.